Yeah, so third time's a charm, right? Uh, you wouldn't know this, but this is the third time that I'm starting this recording. So, but just a little bit of a background. About a week or so ago, I went on a music subreddit and put up a post asking people to submit songs for me to kind of listen to, talk about. Um, I've been really into another YouTuber named Doug Helvering, otherwise known as the Daily Doug, and his reaction videos to music. And I kind of wanted to do something like that, but with independent music, instead of progressive rock or everything he's doing. So here we are, and I've got. I thought I'd maybe get 5 or 6 entries, on this Reddit link, and I actually got 24. So we're gonna do the first 8 today, and we're gonna start with 10 and Your Road. Most of these I will not have heard, but since this is a redo, I've already listened to this song, and I really like it. As you can see, I've already mashed the like button. I refuse to mash the unlike button, YouTube. You can't make me, because this is a nice tune. The intro, actually most of the song is based off of a chord progression that, if you're familiar with the song Lakeshore Drive by Aliata Haynes Jeremiah, you will know that chord progression. It's the E, C sharp minor, G sharp minor, and the song is based on that chord progression. But what's going on other than the chords is really what makes the song special. I'm going to go ahead and start it for now, and then I'll talk about certain things when they pop up. That's a great place to stop, because that mood change right there, and that tone color change, the dropping out of the drums and everything, that's one of my favorite parts of the song. So yeah, good job there, y'all. And I do want to make one clarification. It is an E major 7 chord that the chord progression begins on, not just a plain old E chord. So I did not want to disparage the harmonic language of 10 in this case. Here we go. It gets better and better when we... Actually, you know what? While I'm stopped, those guitars that you just heard, that clangy guitar, this is a very synth piece, and it's very electronica, and it's very synth poppy, and I like that sort of thing. I enjoy writing music with synths, but what makes this great is that jangly guitar. It is electronic, but it's not electronica. You know what I'm saying? It is an organic instrument, and that wonderful trebly jangle that just gets washed over the rest of the mix. This is also a good mix, by the way. Looks like Pilot Kid and 18 were the producers, and they did a good job mixing it. I maybe would like a little bit more bass, but I'm also a guy that likes a lot of bass, so take that with a grain of salt. All right, let's keep going. There's a couple spots where there is a second female vocal line, and we just heard one of those spots. I really enjoy when those pop up. I enjoy harmonies in general, but this lady's voice it harmonizes with itself very well. And some voices don't. Some voices just sound better as solos or better harmonizing with someone else. And if you try harmonizing, overdubbing too much, it just sounds bad. That is not the case here. Carry on. Little sparkly synths there in the background. Very nice.
You are the dope shit and all the vibes right through you. No one can tell you what the fuck to do. Who you are to be, where you got to go. You know your life and you're on the road. That's just for you, only for you to go. Now riding alone, do you ride alone? This is your road, this is your road to the merry. This is your road and you ride it till the very end.
And I won't be talking a lot about the mixes in general. I'm not a great producer by any means. I'm adequate at best. I did like the space that each instrument occupied and the voices too. That's part of what made the dual harmonies work really well, is that the main female lead vocal was a little bit further panned. It sounded like to the right side. So kudos on that. Very enjoyable. Again, that was 10 and Your Road. And now we're going to listen to Foalar and Sunrise, which I've already listened to once. Like I said, this is the third time, which is why it's going to go perfectly, and I won't have to stop or do anything twice. So. I was trying to pause it and I failed. I really like that chord progression, and it does come back, although there will be some other interesting things going on with the piano that Foalar has brought in. But I really do like that chord progression, that G major 7 to A, F sharp minor, and then B sus4 to B major. And later on, that'll just be a B minor, which is nice too. So there's this is a very simple track, but it's very enjoyable. I'm not going to talk a lot because there's not a lot to say. It does a good job on its own, advertising its merits. So here we go. I'll probably stop at some point because I love hearing the sound of my own voice. So. Okay, I am going to stop it one more time, and I'm really glad I got to hear this song a second time, because there's something going on that's almost imperceptible, but once you notice it, you notice how much more enjoyable the drum track is with it. And what I'm talking about is at the beginning of the 4-measure loop, at the very end of measure 1, there's like a little hi-hat thrown in. It's right at the end. It's like it's on the and of 4 into beat 1 of the second measure. Just listen for it. It's just a little sit-em. And it just it just makes the groove perpetual, and it just keeps moving forward. So I'll try to point it out when it comes. Oh, just right there. Ta-da. Ta-da. Right there. Also, something I like about the synth part right there that we were just listening to, it's a lot of repeated A's, but then that little lick is a D, C sharp, and A, da-da-dum, which plays off a little oddly with the chords, because while that D, C sharp, A is happening, there's going to be the piano playing the B major chord, and later on there's going to be strings too. Sorry, I spoiled that. It sounds pretty cool, so you're going to enjoy it when you hear it. Anyway, so you've got this B major chord with the D sharp as the third in the chord, which is going to butt up against that D in the melody of the synth. And when you hear a dissonance like that, you got to think that it was intentional. And when we get there, you'll hear it. And it's going to come off kind of strange at first, but then the more you hear it, I have no doubt that the composer intended to write it that way. And the more you listen to it, the more deliberate it sounds. It's really cool. It's a cool effect. So I'm going to shut the hell up so we can get there. So again, you're going to hear the piano holding out these B major chords with the D sharp in it. And there's going to be that little synth line going D, C sharp, A. That D and that D sharp are going to butt up against one another before too long. Not yet, though. Because right now he's changed the chord to a B minor. So that's why I said later on you'll hear that dissonance. But right now he's changed the chord progression so that there is no dissonance, which is a nice little trick as well. You don't want to get too samey. You want to have that variance, especially with a song like this that doesn't have a whole lot of building blocks. I really like how the composer is taking these building blocks and putting them in unique formations for us. Here it is. Very daring, deciding to drop out the bass and the drum parts that had been so integral for the duration of the track and just have them drop out there at the end. It's risky, and I love it when composers show they're not afraid of doing something a little different. I do like this piece a lot, and I like the art. I feel like the art and the name and the sound were all put together kind of as a package deal. Yeah, I definitely feel like this individual knows what it's like to have a commute, which nowadays isn't as prevalent and ubiquitous as it used to be. I mean, there's a lot of people working from home. I've been home now for a week and a half because I've got COVID. Fun. Getting over it though, almost over it, so that'll be nice. Anyway, because of that, I haven't had to drive very much recently, but I feel like this will be a good track to put on and listen to on my next commute, and why not? Thanks, Foalar. I appreciate you donating your music. Now we move on, and I'm going to be posting all the links and everything for these tracks when I post this to YouTube. So there will be links for everyone to follow. You won't have to copy down the name of the individual or remember keywords or anything like that. Although I like the tags and everything here. So I have listened to a little bit of this one. This is kind of where we got cut off last time. And this is a nice little bouncy track also. I'm just going to go ahead and let it start playing. I haven't really gotten a chance to listen to it much, and as a result, haven't come up with anything interesting to say about it, except that it's got a very strong, solid female lead vocal. So let's do it.
I've been walking this way. Yeah, my future's sealed. I wanna know if I last a day. Part of a record deal, but mama, wait till you see me then. The vision feels so real, so faint, although until then, like something standing on my hand, on my head, in my heart. When I took away the pieces, thought I couldn't part with all the party.
Oh man! So just now, another instrument got added, and it's doing this great 3/8 note thing, just constantly dun 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 dun, and it's playing off the 4/4 rhythm just spectacularly. So listen for it. It's kind of in the lower register, but they're basically playing the chords. They're playing that 4/5/6 1/5/6 chord progression.
And the people, the players and pros, like late nights can last forever, but here anything goes, and then everything goes. And I know I don't need anymore. I don't need anymore.
That little lick there kind of gives off the Zootopia vibes a little bit. That dun 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 dun. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm, poking fun. I am a huge believer in the saying that good artists borrow and great artists steal. So I definitely don't want to make it sound like I'm. And I love Zootopia. It's one of my favorite movies. So that's why I'm smiling, knowing that I just heard that little lick in there. So thank you for dropping that in. Whether that be Frankie or Boo, that's responsible for that. That's much appreciated.
And all I wanna see are the things that we could be, baby. And all I wanna see are the things that we could be, baby. All the things that we could be.
Piano.
I've been finding a way through the troubles and the pain. Thought I couldn't escape, but it's another day, and ain't no, it's never too late to change the way you see him, babe. It just isn't the same. 'Cause you're still standing on my hand, on my head, in my heart. Like there's nothing more you know about that I couldn't part with. All the parties, all the people, the players and pros. Like late nights can last forever, but here anything goes, and then everything goes. And I know.
Okay, back to that first chorus kind of feel with the steel drum kind of sound. it's a good place to come back to. That piano break was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the fact that I wasn't getting hit over the head with the rhythm, and I feel like if you're going to make a departure like that and use a very reverb and sustain-laden sound like piano, getting rid of the pervasive 4 on the floor was a really good move. So far, this has been a lot of fun to listen to. This has probably been my favorite one so far.
I don't need any more. I don't need any more. And all I wanna see are the things that we could be, baby. And all I wanna see are the things that we could be, baby. All the things that we could be.
Yeah. Ending on the C minor. Okay. So, yeah. The great debate, is that song in E flat major or C minor? Oh man, that's a tough decision. That's a tough call to make. It definitely feels a lot like it should be C minor, but when the song actually lands on an E flat chord, all of a sudden it feels like that's the tonic. So, let the great debate begin. Okay, what we got? Chipotle by Seed Music, and it's remixed. I don't know what the original sounds like, but this is the remix of Chipotle, and I like the album art too. Okay, this one's 5 minutes. I may cut it a little short. Nothing personal, Seed Music. I just want to make sure to, I don't want anything to go too super long, but we'll kind of see how things go. I might end up falling in love with this track and listening to it twice. Who knows? Okay, I think this is probably as good a place as any to kind of talk about what I've heard so far. Some of these layers are very similar to how I put together music myself, actually. So that's kind of very interesting to me, especially that undulating arpeggios, the 16th notes that we're going. I do appreciate the assuredness that this song has of itself, like it's so sure of itself that it doesn't mind trying something different, like dropping the beat out in the middle of a phrase and then bringing it back in the middle of another phrase, and tossing very heavy syncopations in with some of these chord splashes that I'm hearing all over the place. I appreciate a song that's that sure of itself and that adventurous. Let's keep going. This is the part that reminds me a lot of me. Also worth noting is how reticent the composer has been to using the same chord progression too many times in a row. But again, I like that. I like that. I feel like the composer understands that. Like, the composer probably thought, I could just go A, C sharp minor, D, E for like 8 more measures, but what's the fun in that? It's an approach, and I like hearing different approaches. I'm mostly an instrumental composer myself, so I was really happy when I heard this piece and saw that it was going to be mainly an instrumental because it's kind of up my alley, and it's making me kind of think about the tracks I've been working on recently and thinking maybe I need to cut loose a little bit more with them. So who knows? I think we'll play about another minute or so of this, and then we will cut it short. No offense, Seed Music. This has been a lot of fun and very enjoyable. But again, I do have some other tracks I want to get through too, and I want to make sure to. I don't want to spend too much time on one. So. Lo-fi fade there. Seed Music Chipotle. Kind of want to hear the original now that I've heard remixed Chipotle, just to know the difference. I don't know that I've ever remixed a track of my own. I've definitely taken old tracks and used them as basis for redoing them, especially on some of the really early stuff when I was very scratchy recordings and just not very good fidelity. But I haven't really remixed anything. That might be a lot of fun. So, all right, we got Crystal Brown, Out of the Shadows. Start that over. Sorry, I still had it muted. Okay, we got a video here. Don't know what the video's of, but cool.
We are stepping out of the shadows. We are breathing out of the covering. We are stepping out of the shadows. We are breathing out of the covering. We all have fear and have some doubt. It is time to come on out. It is time to come on out. Come on out. We all have fear and have some doubt. It is time to come on out. Come on out. We all have fear and have some doubt. Come on out. It is time to come on out.
Wow, that's an interesting chord progression. That is a very interesting chord progression. We're starting on a 1. I think it's E flat, if my ears are serving me correctly. Then we go to the 6, which is C minor. Then we go to A flat, which is the 4. And then to G minor, which is the 3. And then back to the tonic, the E flat. So 1, 6, 4, 3 is the chord progression through this section. I don't know that I've ever heard that chord progression, especially in a pop tune. So kudos to Crystal Brown. I'm getting a lot of, as far as the tone of Crystal's voice, reminds me of Julie Cruz, who is a vocalist that was used by David Lynch, writer, director extraordinaire. He used her voice in a bunch of Twin Peaks, in the movie Blue Velvet, and probably some other movies he's done that I can't think of right now. Crystal's voice definitely gives me some Julie Cruz vibes. A little bit more of a mezzo tone. Julie's a little bit more of a soprano, but that round tone and that that enunciation is great. Got a little bit of late 2000s pop vibe too. This is like kind of a Julie Cruz, Lady Gaga mashup. So let's keep it moving.
We all have fear and have some doubt. Come on out, it is time to come on out. It is time. It is time.
And the guitar makes an appearance.
It is time. It is time. We are stepping out of the shadows. We are breathing out of the covering. We are stepping out of the shadows. We are breathing out of the covering. We all have fear and have some doubt. It is time to come on out. It is time to come on out. Come on out. We all have fear and have some doubt. Come on out. It is time to come on out. Come on out. We all have fear and have some doubt. Come on.
I was really hoping to see if she listed the source for this. This is the animation. So I like some anime. Like to find out what this is from.
It is time to come on out. Come on out. We all have fear and have some doubt. Come on out. It is time to come on out.
I almost don't want to click the like button since it's at 42, but
Come on out. It is time to come on out.
sorry about that. Very cool. Crystal Brown, thank you. That was. I feel like I probably watched the video a little bit more than I was listening to the music, just to see how it like synced up and everything, because that's the kind of thing I do. The music was good though. The music was very good. I don't really have a lot to say about it. Like I said about Crystal's voice, very haunting and Julie Cruz-esque. Keep it coming, and I like the message too. Hey, we're stepping out. We're coming out. Here we are. Deal with it. Fucking A, man. All right, Jimmy D, Mysterious Ways. I like the name, Jimmy D. Well, I thought I pasted it. Hold on here. Let's try that again. How's about? Booyah. There's a mushroom.
If I told you the truth, would you even believe me? You've been brainwashed before with that book you were born with in your hands. God is good, that book will say. Love thy neighbor and don't you steal. What about the endless crusades? I guess God works in mysterious ways.
All right. No, I'm down with it. I'm down with the message. Probably not everyone that's going to listen to me talk is going to agree with me, though, so I'm not really going to talk about it. But I do like some of the wordplay, especially that line right there. But I did want to stop it because I want to point out how so completely different Jimmy D's track here is than what we've listened to so far. And that doesn't, I don't want to say that like everything we listened to before has been crap, because all of it's been great. This is just so different. Very rootsy. Very cool. Interesting key selection as well. A flat minor. Normally you'd go A minor, unless you got a half step drop down or something. But I like that sound. I like that dreariness that you get by dropping your instruments a half step. There's like some really great tremolo guitar going on in here, and just the groove is really nice. Let's just keep listening to it.
You stand there in your robe, saying you have the answers. You hear them from the heavens. I call it schizophrenia, with the sight of delusions. God is good, the heavens said. Don't you murder and protect the children's lives. What about the scarred altar boys? I guess God works in mysterious ways. You stand there with your sign saying God loves the unborn. If you look right behind you, there's a homeless man praying on his knees. God is good, the sign will say. Honor thy father, but not your mother dear. What about the overcrowded orphanage? I guess God works in mysterious ways. What about my past mistakes? I guess the devil made me do it.
Written and performed by. Okay, all right. Yeah, definitely the most unique track I've heard so far today. Thank you very much, Jimmy D. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind hearing a little bit more of that tremolo guitar, that really little solo, maybe an extra 4 bars. I mean, you've already released the track, obviously. You can't go back and change things. But there was a lot of good stuff going on there, and I definitely wanted more of it. Okay, here we go with Old Hickory and Totoro Leather. And we are definitely in the thick of ones that I haven't even listened to yet or even heard a note from. So let's keep it moving.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Honey houses.
I fell first into the gravel pit. Reality don't take to my shenanigans. Or maybe it don't line up in my optics. The stupid piece of tech cannot supply me diagnostics. I think I need another frame of reference. Couldn't pull the shape out of self-defacing essence. Flex and squeeze a glimpse from the pixels on the telescreens. Ended as a product of these products that I see. And what a strange place, what a strange place.
Okay. We are looking at a full multimedia experience here, and I was hoping I would get some of these. Some of the video and artwork so far has been really good, don't get me wrong, and having the lyrics along with the track like we did the previous one's always a good idea. But we're getting a story told to us here, and that's pretty cool. Not a lot to say about the track. I do enjoy it. Hip-hop's not really my thing. But that doesn't mean that I don't have hip-hop songs that I love. I love Dance with the Devil by Immortal Technique, Changes by Tupac. This is in the type of vein, though, that is almost experimental, and I can appreciate it for that too. So thank you very much, Old Hickory and Honey House. Let's see how the rest of the story goes.
And what a strange place, what a strange place. And what a strange place, what a strange place. And what a strange place, what a strange place. It ain't the fucking heat that'll kill you. Look outside these walls, it's just teeth by the billions. Power to civilians, scrambled in the gravel pit. Nothing ever changes if you can ever imagine it. My own lucky lands promised we would still be friends. When I abandoned ship, I dropped it in the sand. Now I'm on the surface, pull rats from these scraps and give it bunny ears just to replicate the past. And I ain't got no rhymes, y'all, got a couple of problems. And stack trash blocks on my pale green option. 12 per 60 left, not much after. Sacrifice my lands to these
Kitty
pale
cat.
skin masters. And what a strange place, what a strange place. And what a strange place, what a strange place. What a strange place, what a strange place. What a strange place, what a strange place.
So I gotta wonder if there's gonna be more episodes. I would definitely watch another one of those. Very cool. And again, this is definitely not my my area of expertise. Hip hop is definitely not. For those that do not know, I am a huge prog fan, and hip hop is, I wouldn't say it's as far away from prog as you can get, but it's pretty far. But that was a lot of fun, and I like that there was a video that came with it. I hope to see more of those. And let's wrap her up. Cavamon, looks like Cavmon, and the name of the track is One Thing. Okay.
I told you that one thing about me. I'll always want you if it's here or my dreams. Can't find a way out. I slip through the seams. How do you love me? It feels like a disease. When I pick up the phone, I'ma call you. Hope it's late nights and that Eddie I'ma slide through. Ride you, she gon' give it all to me. She a bad bitch, yeah, you gon' see now. Ready, set, go, yeah, she get low. I could watch her all night, drop that ass to the flow. Hair spinning and she know that I've been winning. Now she coming on me and she reaching for the ceiling. What a wonderful feeling to be in LA. While around the city smoking weed all day. Now we swimming in the pool, baby, I'ma act a fool. You can use me like a tool, puffing on me like a jewel, yeah. I told you.
So right there, coming back to that, the beginning of that riff, I guess, lack of a better word. We're in, it sounds like G minor, G sharp minor, and we're hitting that E, and then we're going through a couple of chord progressions. We get to that G sharp, and right after that G sharp is an A major chord, which then is immediately followed by that E major 7 that begins the riff. So that's a neat little way to finish your chord progression that didn't need to be there. But because it was there, it got saved from some sort of potential mediocrity, I guess. Because chord progressions can get stale, but this one will never get stale because it's got that extra chord in it, that A major before it flips back around.
One thing about me, I'll always want you if it's here or my dreams. Can't find a way out. I slip through the seams. How do you love me? It feels like a disease. Don't stop, girl, give me top. Put the music on, make a pussy pop. Smoking cookies with some rock. I'm a fucker in some Crocs. Eat a bagel with some locks. Told that pussy boy to go and kick rocks. That's my.
Eat a bagel with some locks. I've got such a huge grin on my face, y'all.
Honey, she my bunny, that's my boo bear. Who care? Do whatever, do it all for you, dear. Move clear, sipping on some smooth beer hops. Now the work coming and the money don't stop. I told you that one thing about me, I'll always want you if it's here or my dreams. Can't find a way out, I slip through the seams. How do you love me? It feels like a disease.
Directed by Rick. Where's Morty, though? That's the question. Oh, my bad there. All right. So yeah, this was a lot of fun, y'all. There are going to be 2 more of these that I'll make, and they're going to suck much less on my part because I'll have that much more experience doing them. That is not an indictment on the music. The music was great, y'all. Let's kind of go over these again just a little bit. The ones that kind of stuck out to me. The Chipotle, which reminded me a lot of music that I write, which was great. Sunrise has that very basic but well thought out parts. Keep doing what you're doing there. Had a couple hip hop tunes that I wasn't expecting, and both of them were interesting in their own way, and both of them had a video, which is great. The robot Wally type video, which was probably the most entertaining, and it went along with the song, and it was helped tell a story. The other video was also nice. I'm a fan of women that have tattoos, so shoot me. No, this is a lot of fun. The Frankie and Boo track, just excellent. Keep doing what you're doing as well. Crystal, your voice is very haunting and was a real treat. So keep doing what you're doing there as well. Jimmy D, I love your roots, man. I love the roots rock. Keep that coming. And 10, finally, you're the one I've listened to, the most. And I feel like I could probably play keyboard in your band now. So if you do need a keyboard player, let me know. No, excellent job, everybody. I'll go ahead and put this up in the next couple days. Start recording my next one, and we'll keep moving.